All right. So, as I was saying before I started the recording, number one, you need a strong will. Number two, you need dedication. Very important. Many of us here are working class people. All right. Some persons are students, I understand. All right, but majority are working class. So you're going to be combining your learning and your job alongside. All right, that is why most of our courses, most of our trainings are going to be happening in the evening time. All right, so it doesn't affect the 9 to 5 job or your business that you are doing. Okay, so it is very important that you have a strong will and then you have dedication to it. Right now, technology, as we know, has taken over um, technology has taken over the world. All right, technology has taken over the world. Everywhere we go, what we see, what we do, our business, what we do, our source of income, everything is engulfed by technology. Even religious, to the extent of taking over even our religious lives as well. Right now, you see churches, mosques using the media, all right, to propagate their faith, to propagate what they believe in. Now, behind the scene, you will see video editors, right, behind the scene, uh, making those videos, and then you will have social media managers behind the scene, digital marketers behind the scene. Most of them right now have websites. Everybody has a website. Businesses have websites. Government agencies have websites. Corporate bodies have websites. So there are a lot of things that technology has taken over. All right. In our family, in our home, we see technology everywhere, every day. What does that tell you? There's an immense opportunity in technology. All right. There's an immense opportunity, irrespective of the aspect or the area you are going into. Okay. There's an immense opportunity. Now, you cannot do anything about it. Technology has come to stay. Okay. It has come to stay. So the best thing you have to do as a wise person is to position yourself such a way that you can be able to tap into the immense wealth that is being created by technology. Right now, we see AI being propagated in every nook and cranny of the society. All right, but it begins with a step. All right, you cannot go. You can if you want to go a journey of 500 miles, you have to begin with the first mile. Okay, so that is what this session is about. You have to be patient. You have to ask your questions, critical questions, personal questions that you think would be a barrier to the starting any of the courses of your interest. All right, and we are here to give answers or give clarifications to those particular questions. Okay, so now without wasting much of our time, we are going to go into what we have for today. Now, this session, like I said, is going to be brief. First of all, the instructor is here. Of course, you know it is a time of meeting with your instructor and having an interaction together. All right, the instructor is here, Mr. David Umuke. Probably you can just unmute your mic and say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. All right. So, let's just go straight to what we have today. So, we're looking at front end and full stack.
So can I ask a question?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. For me, I'm willing to learn cybersecurity. So I want to know whether those other this one is mandatory to know before I start cybersecurity.
All right. So,
Okay, let me quickly address something. All right. So, like I've always posted in the group, we have this interview or clarity session is going to run in 3 days or for 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Saturday. All right. So we have tabulated the courses that we are going to be handling for each day. Like today, we are going to be handling front-end web development, full stack web development, as well as mobile app development. All right. Tomorrow, we are handling video editing and motion design, data analysis, as well as as well as what else? UI UX design or product design. All right. While on Saturday, we are handling cyber security and digital marketing. So this session basically is to give clarity to each of these courses. So if you already know what you are going for, all right, then probably you might wait for the next call to action, which is going to be the 3 days free crash course that we're going to be having next week on each of the courses. All right. So each of these courses are independent of each other. You don't have to know one to be able to proceed to other. Cybersecurity is different from web development. All right. So they are independent of each other. You don't have to know one of them before you proceed to the other. I believe that question has been answered.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Peter.
All right. So
interruption. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
All right.
Are you guys internationally accredited to be offering this courses?
Sorry?
Are you accredited, say, internationally to be offering the courses?
Well, basically, we are registered and operate in Nigeria. All right. We are registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria. All right. So we are, of course, a training academy offering trainings across these tech courses. Now we extended our audience beyond Nigeria. So in this particular session, we're having people from Ghana, people from Rwanda, Liberia, Kenya, Uganda, about 10 African countries. All right. Now, the purpose of these trainings are to impact knowledge, basically. Okay. Basically, that is the fundamental purpose. All right. So we believe when you have the knowledge, when you have a good portfolio, you'll be able to go at whatever length you want to go. Okay. So that aside, we are working on getting accredited with United Kingdom Accreditation Body. All right. Because we are looking at, since we are working across Africa, we need an external accreditation. All right. So that is in process. And probably before the end of the year, it is going to happen. And certifications will be given in accordance with the accreditation body's policy. But for now, what we are focusing on is imparting the knowledge, helping you build portfolios, build with projects, and then we also offer a certificate of completion, of course, at the end of the course to show that you completed the course with us. So that is the situation right now. I hope that question has been answered.
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
Good evening again. Good evening. Can I ask a question?
Mr. John, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, I'm in Zambia. I'm in Zambia right now.
Okay.
Yeah, after the completion of this course, are you able to give like a certificate or a diploma and so on?
Yes.
And how are you going to provide it? Is it through PDF, a soft copy? There's no hard copy, or and so on.
All right. So basically, right now, at the end of the training, the 3 months training or 6 months training, whatever you choose, you are going to be provided with a certificate of completion from Pegon Academy Limited, our institution. All right. That certificate is going to be in soft copy, sent to your email in PDF format. Okay. To which you can download it and then attach to your CV or whatever. But like I said, we are registered in Nigeria. All right. So we are licensed to issue certificates in Nigeria. Right. Outside Nigeria, like I said, we are working on getting an accreditation from
Hello? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Joas.
Yeah, this is Joas from Zambia.
All right, continue.
Yeah, I just want to ask in advance. Are we, after completing the course, are we supposed to pay something in order to get a certificate or what?
so that we prepare physically and academically and financially.
All right, perfect. That is what I'm explaining right now. I said at the end of the course, you are going to receive a certificate of completion from Pegon Academy Limited in PDF format, and that is going to be sent to your email.
Okay.
You understand? So you can download it and attach to your CV. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. My question is also,
Mr.
the
Alan,
whole course, if you are to choose one course, how much is it going to be paid?
what country are you speaking from?
I'm from Malawi.
From Malawi.
Yes.
The price of the course 75,000 Malawian kwacha.
7,000
Per
Malawian
month.
kwacha.
Yes, per month. Per month. So if the course you are going for is 3 months, that is you are going to be paying 225,000 kwacha
Per 3
3
months.
months duration. Yes.
That is when I
But you
finish
are allowed to
the
pay
program in 3 months.
exactly, yes.
Okay, all right.
All right. Who else has a question regarding this subject?
Hello.
Mr. Nicholas. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I have a question as well. I'm from
All right.
Zambia.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've heard all the questions that have been answered, but I also wanted to find out in terms of us learning, is it going to be on a daily basis, like from Monday to Friday, or it's going to have specific days or saying these are the days that we'll be having the courses?
They are going to be 3 times a week for 3 months duration
Okay.
or 6 months duration. The particular day and time is going to be communicated in the group because we are going to have it for different running simultaneously.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, but rest assured, there are going to be 3 classes per week for 3 months or 6 months.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So let's without those let's begin with what we have. Okay. So now we are with the instructor of web front-end web development and full stack web development. Is present here with us. So it's going to be answering some specific questions regarding these 2 courses. All right. All right. If you also have personal questions regarding them, you can also ask. Okay. So now, Mr. David, our instructor, I would like you to say hi to the people. So before I proceed with the questions I have for you.
Hi, everyone. Once again, my name is David. I'm going to be your instructor for the full stack and front end courses.
All right, perfect. So, Mr. David, first of all, I would like you to briefly introduce yourself, your background in programming or coding. I believe you must have had years and years of experience in this particular subject. So, can you briefly share with us your experience, your background in programming?
All right, so it's good to have everyone here. So currently in Nigeria, so worked a lot of projects on full stack and of course on front end. I started myself as a front end developer, before learning more and became a full stack. So the opportunity to work with some good projects, that freelancer as well. So that really makes a lot of sense. So I look forward to bringing a lot of those knowledge, here to and answer some of your
Can increase
questions.
voice, David. You cannot speak louder. The voice is very low.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Please be audible. We can't hear you, please. Be
Okay,
audible.
can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Much better.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so so looking forward to bring out the skills. So I have to actually define what both mean, in terms of front end and the full stack. So if we're talking about the front end, we're trying to look at, if you look at your screen, for example, what you're seeing on your screen, whether you're using a phone or you're using a laptop to join this meeting. This is actually a work of a front end. The design you are seeing, how colorful the screen looks like, your browser. This is just a simple front end. Then we're now referring to what makes it to work for you to be able to see everyone, for you to be able to interact, for you to be able to share your information, share your data. This is where the back end comes in. So we can just say that the combination of front end and the back end is what makes up a full stack. So when you have a front end and a back end, that makes a full stack. So that is what we are going to learn. And as a front end developer, the basic knowledge you need to have, of course, you need to know your HTML, which you use for building your structures. Of course, you need to know your CSS. You need to know JavaScript. These are the very core basic things you need to know. Now, if you now refer to your back end, it depends on, there are several languages one can get utilized. So, of course, JavaScript as well can be used, which is what we are going to be using on the back end, and that is just very basic. Of course, some people may use beyond that. Some people use Python for their back end. Some can use C Sharp. Some can use a PHP for your back end. So, but basically, we'll be using both the JavaScript for both the front end and the back end. So, just as I said, using of your front end and your back end makes it a full stack. That is where the word full stack comes in. So if you want to learn the front end, if you want to learn the front end, you are very okay with it. That is very fine. At least learning your front end, you should be able to build a static website. It could be a website for a business, it could be a website for anything. But of course, it cannot be so interactive, just like the way you have your Facebook. So for it to make it very interactive, you need to actually make it more interactive. So when you try to bring your interactivity, how your Facebook works, your ability to add friends, your ability to follow, your ability to comment, this is where you have your back end. So we're going to build in some good projects during this period. So you are free to ask your questions regarding.
So can you find a good stuff? Yeah.
Please, if you are not speaking with respect to this meeting, you can mute your mic. Mr. Everton, please mute your mic. All right. Thanks for the explanation, instructor. And we'll definitely have time for questions and answers. But let me just exhaust what I have. What I have here. So, in your view, Mr. David, why is this field actually important today, and why how is it being applied in real world industries? Like, why is it important? Why do we have to learn full stack web development or front end web development?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Of course, nowadays, even learning a website itself is not just enough, because most of the things we can do, AI has actually taken over. So the earlier you learn this, imagine allowing AI to take over your job. That is something very, very ridiculous. Ordinary AI can actually create a website for us. But if you get to grab your knowledge of how this thing works, you're actually going to be more smarter than your AI. So you use it in several places. In fact, this is a world of where you have to learn how to code. Learning to code is actually very, very important. You use it everywhere. Whether you're a data analyst or whatever, you need the knowledge. And just as I mentioned, knowledge of AI, the AI itself is just taking away the job. So don't allow AI to take away your job. So just get to learn this thing now. And when you get to learn it, you'll be able to do amazing things. You're going to build a lot of websites. You can build a lot of websites, whether for your business, whether for someone, whatever means, you can get to build your website and applications. You're going to be very much versatile. So these are ways, reasons why you just need to learn this. And this is actually a digital age as well.
All right, perfect. This is a digital age, and every person The earlier you become digital, better it is going to be for you. So my third question, what are the type of job roles or career opportunities available? Of course, I've gotten a ton of questions regarding this. After learning what next, how can I get a job? This and this and this. So what are the opportunities in front-end web development and full stack web development on today?
Yeah, so just as I said, of course, you can start building websites either for someone you know, or for someone around you, or a lot of opportunities abound. So these are the ways you can actually utilize the knowledge, and of course, you have to use it to solve a problem for someone that needs a website, someone that just opened a new business. Oh, I need a website for people to come and know what I'm doing. You can just tell the person, oh, I can actually do that for you. And that is where you can start off from before you start looking for a bigger one.
All right, perfect. All right, so basically, in other words, with the knowledge of front-end web development or full stack web development, you can build websites for businesses, you can build websites for clients, you can build websites for yourself as an individual if you are running a business, any organization at all. You can build websites for them, interactive websites for them. All right. So there's a lot of opportunities. Like I mentioned in my starting speech, everybody has a website right now. All right. If you are doing business today and you don't have a website, I can tell you that you are missing out on opportunities. All right, because there's a whole lot of audience available online that you are not tapping into. Okay, so websites are important for businesses today, and if you have this knowledge, you can tap into that opportunity. Okay, so my first question, what are the steps you would recommend for students who are serious about pursuing a career in this area? What are the steps?
So you just need to commit to it. Commitment is very important. Once you just commit to it, that you are going to learn it. Of course, at first it may look very, very confusing. It was confusing for everyone, but as time goes on, you are going to get acquainted with it, and you get so much in love with it. So you just have to get committed. Commitment is just the key.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All
Hello.
right.
Mr. David.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Like some months ago, I came across one website on Google App. So it's a website. Is about website. As in, if you want to develop a website, that's the main purpose of that that website on the Google App. So I tried that time. So I just put everything I want to do. I put in that website, and it created a website for me. Do you get what I'm saying now? So what can you say to that?
Okay, that is a good example of what I said, that AI will likely take over your job if you don't learn it now. And the truth of the matter is that no matter the kind of AI tools, this AI can never be as smart as human. Or it gets to be argued that AI will always be smarter. Yes, what you just utilized was an AI tool for building a website, and there are a couple of them. The truth of the matter is that your knowledge as a front-end person designing a website can always supersede that of when an AI. There are many things that AI won't be able to do for you. Your AI won't be able to add media query for you, which you are going to learn when you get to CSS. Your AI won't be able to fine-tune your designs for you. Your AI is not going to do a lot of things for you. So there is just a limited opportunity of what this thing can do for you. So these are just nothing but an AI tool. And we humans can always do far more better than it. And that is what I mentioned. So you need to grab this knowledge before AI gets smarter than us. So that is why you need to learn it.
I don't know if the answer was satisfactory, Mr. Olayefe.
It's all right. It's okay.
All right. Definitely. All right. So
please.
Okay, Mr. Isaac.
Please, my name is Isaac, speaking from Ghana.
Okay.
I want to ask the devices required for the website development. What can mobile phone also use, or is only for laptops and other ones?
Well, the truth of the matter is that for you to have the best user experience, you need a good laptop. You know, it doesn't have to be a very big one. It can just be an 8 gig RAM, so long as you don't have much thing loaded on it. Of course, there are also some online editors you can use, but it's best advised to use Visual Studio Code, which we are going to learn how to install by the time we start our training in proper. But of course, there are tools you can get to explore like CodePen. Those are online tools, but I tell you, you are going to enjoy a more better user experience if you are using a laptop. But I'm not really so sure that that CodePen can actually work on a phone. But for the best user experience, it can actually start from that. You can actually start from that. Let's not be that because you don't have a laptop, that is why you are not learning. So, but for your own case, CodePen can really may work. Just as I said, it may work because it's an online editor. But for a best user experience, I would just prefer sticking to VS Code. That will really give you the very best.
Good evening, please.
All right.
Good evening.
Yeah, Mr. Victor. Good
As a beginner, what would you advise for as a beginner? Would you advise us to start from the front end of another program?
Of course, you have to count one before you count two. So learning your back end, though some people started off as a back end developer, but at the end of the day, they may end up finding it more difficult because there are some knowledge you're supposed to have gotten, which are what you're supposed to get from your front end. You know, learning how to integrate your API, learning simple HTML tags and everything. So it all depends on what you actually want. So let me just actually also give you a very good illustration of how a front end and a back end works. Let's just imagine a building that you are building a house. The structure of the very fine building you are seeing, what everybody admires. Oh wow, this house is very beautiful. Oh wow, this house is very this. You know, everybody gets to admire the very beautiful house. This what you're actually admiring are just the front end. These are what everyone gets to see. But the building didn't just form itself. The block, with just the block, it will make the building. Other things that make up the building, like the iron rod, you don't get to see all those ones. The cement that was used in building the house, you don't get to see those ones. The concrete that was used, you don't get to see. So those ones you don't see in a website, they're actually the back end part of it. So that is just illustration of how they differ and how they work hand in hand. So using this illustration of a building. So and that's just so it all depends. But as always, as a better guy, it's better to always start from a front end so you have a very basic knowledge of what you are doing.
Hello, Mr. David.
Yes, please.
Hello, Mr. David.
Yeah, I can hear you, please.
All right. What's the difference between, because me, I have knowledge of this content management system, CMS.
CMS, all right.
So I don't know if that is okay for me, or I still need to learn the programming front end and back end anymore.
All right. So content management system like your Webflow and the rest, and your Webflow, your Wix and the rest. So they actually drag and drop, meaning that you just use your mouse to drag anything you want to add, whether it's your any kind of template or any design. You use your mouse to drag, but actually you don't have the real knowledge of how those code works. You get the point now. It's just for people who are not so versatile in learning how to code, or people who may or may not be intentionally be running away from writing code, who just want to design a website at ease, you know. So those are just very simple way without you actually knowing how to write code. So for you to actually get ahead, and there's some kind of customizations you can really do. There's some kind of integrations you can really do, even in those CMS like your Webflow, your Wix, and the rest. that you can't really do if you don't know. Like, for example, you won't be able to properly integrate maybe, let's say, a payment API and the rest. So these are the things you need to learn.
There are some plugins there now that we can
Yes,
use.
yeah, of course, of course. There are plugins which are written to make things very much easier. But as time goes on, you need to upskill. And this is where even the AI will even do a more better work for you. You just a prompt, the AI will write a more better code than that. So it's a very good starting point, but also you need to actually upskill.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. All right, so
Mike is raising up his hand.
regarding touching that particular question. So things, right? Pre-existing things that you just either buy or some of them are for free. You get them installed on your whether WordPress suites or whatever. All right. Now you are restricted to that thing. All right. You are restricted to that thing. So if you want to make adjustments, you have to add more functionality. I remember some time ago when I had a WordPress website. All right, a learning management system. Okay, for online courses. All right. So there was something I wanted to do. Okay, I wanted to add a particular payment feature that was not integrated in WooCommerce. It was not part of WooCommerce, all right, and it is not part of the team, and there is no plugin that can do that. So these are just the things that are restricted to when using content management systems. Okay, so that's it. So
okay, let's hear from Mike. Mike is raising up his hand.
Okay. Mr.
Hello,
Mike. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can move on since it's
All
not
right.
ready.
All right. So I have two last questions before we round up with this session. Is there any foundational skills or knowledge that is required for students to be able to succeed in this subject?
All right. So just a very, very simple knowledge is a very good knowledge of logic. What do I mean by logic? Knowing, simple logic of, let's say this is simple mathematics we learned in our primary schools or in our secondary school or in our high school. Simple knowledge of greater than, less than, multiplication. These are just a very simple things you just need. You don't need any special skill or any special knowledge. So just a very good in logic, good in solving problem, and that's just all you need, and that's it.
All right.
We can't hear you.
Dude, your mic is off. Your mic is off. Can't get you, please.
You mute your mic. Your mic is muted.
Okay. Sorry. Is it better now?
Yes.
All right. So I have one more last question. All right. For students that are willing to continue their learning journey after this session, what are the next steps you recommend?
So just as I said, learning a front end is a good starting point. By the time you get to learn a front end, so even if you are going for a full stack, you still have to start as a front end. So by the time you finish learning as a front end, you can choose to skill up and also learn the back end. Then from there, you can start doing some projects, because building projects are actually very important. No matter anything you learn, if you don't get to build projects, you won't learn more. It's by doing that you get to learn more. You have to keep coding and coding and coding. It becomes like a culture to you. It becomes like a way of life to you. So it's not just all about learning. So whatever you learn, you put it into practice. And as we're learning, I will be providing resources that will help you as well to make sure you utilize the best of your time.
Okay. All right. So starting point, front-end web development as a complete beginner, and after that you can proceed to actually become a full webmaster on your own by learning the back-end parts of it. Okay,
Admin,
so
admin, I've got a question.
yes, Mr. Steve. Okay.
Yeah, so in our country, how much is that in Zambian kwacha? The cost.
The fee for the course. You mean the fee for the course?
Yes, the fee for the course in Zambian kwacha is how much?
All right. So for Zambia, it's 1,000 kwacha. All right, per month. Okay, 1,000 kwacha per month. So if the front-end development course is 3 months, and that is to say you have to pay 3,000 kwacha for the 3 months duration.
Okay, Emmanuel is raising up his hand.
What about Nigeria?
Nigeria is 50,000 naira. In Nigeria, it is 50,000 naira per month.
What about Rwanda?
In Rwanda, it is 60,000 Rwandan franc.
Per month?
Yeah, so per month, yeah.
For
basically,
each course?
Per month, yeah, for each, depending on the course you are going for. All right, so if you are going for web front-end web development, that is a 3 months duration, so 60,000 Rwandan franc per month. Okay, I think I'll send more details about the prices and the courses in the group. All right.
Some people are raising up their hands. Some people that are raising up their hands, so we can.
Okay. Malawi. Somebody just asked about Malawi. I just mentioned that it is 75,000 kwacha in Malawian currency. Okay. So that is it. So I'll send more details, including the curriculums, on the group. So check out the group so you can see what you are going to learn and all the details regarding the course. Mr. Cornelius.
Is how much will it be in cities?
It's
Let's join
600
right now.
cities. 600 cities. 600
Okay.
Ghana cities, yes. Per month.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's all right. So basically that is all I have here. All right. If any person is also having a question regarding what, or for our instructor, you can simply use this opportunity to ask it. So in summary, full front-end web development is a 3 months course, and it is starting the first week of June. All right. So yeah, Mr. Nicholas.
Okay, so I wanted to find out, like, let's take it for instance for people who make websites and either full or okay, let's put it for people who make websites using CMS like WordPress and stuff. Does it mean those websites, they don't have security because obviously you're using templates that have already been coded by somebody? So would you advise the best option is to start it from scratch, so that obviously you understand it from both ends, you're able to actually construct the program using your own understanding?
All right, so that's a very good question. Now, if you look at all these websites and those templates are actually not built for serious projects. Facebook can never use WordPress to do to code. Never. They can never use WordPress. There are a lot of programming language out there they can use, but they can never use WordPress. So, of course, just as you've mentioned, they are also less secure because most times the people who design these templates, they are also developers like you, like me as well. So when they develop this template, they get to sell it. They don't maintain it. So if there's any security vulnerability in it, they don't really care to know because their own is just like they've just built it, is in the market. Anyone who wants it can just go ahead and buy it and use it. So it poses risk. You can't use it for something really serious. Maybe it could just be for someone who doesn't have the knowledge of coding, who is just starting out. You know how to design. You could just use your mouse to drag your icons and whatever you want to do. So it's just like a drag and drop. So it has a lot of limits. You can't customize, you can't do any much thing with it. So you're only limited to what is on that platform. either as a plugin or a template. So you can't use anything outside. But when you have a good knowledge of being a front end, you can create your own, you can build your own, anything you want, you can do. You have total control over anything you want to do in the website. So those are the differences.
All right, Mr. Nicholas, I hope that question was answered. Okay, so any other question for instructor before we close this session? So like as I was saying before the question came in, the front-end development is a 3-month course, and if I'm mistaken, instructor, you can correct me. We're going to be learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript as core fundamentals, and then in addition React, right, for front-end development. All right. So then for full stack, we're going directly or straight away to full stack development. That is a 6-month program. Okay. And then in addition to all the tools we are using for front end, we are going to be using Node.js as well, Express.js for backend programming, and then MongoDB, right, for database management. All right. So so all these tools, they might be new to you, but definitely in the next 6 months, you are going to be a master of them, right? If you are committed and you are focused. All right. So
you just need to be committed. That's just it. Committed.
Yeah, it's very important. Especially, programming is not like digital marketing. Digital marketing can go on and off here and there, even maybe other less serious courses. But programming, you need 100% commitment to it. Otherwise, you might just jump out and do it. Okay. So, like I said earlier, the classes are going to be scheduled for 3 times a week, so that you can have time to practice whatever you are being taught in class. So it's going to be entirely project-based, practical approach. All right. So as the instructor teaches a particular topic, he gives an assessment and then do it, and then come back to the next class, probably every week.
Okay.
So,
I have a question here. I'm trying to see. Someone just asked. Okay, the course thought or someone would do it. Okay, Peter, I'm trying to understand the question. Please, if you can actually rephrase the question or
do it myself. I don't understand the question. So somebody is asking for the fee in USD. The fee in USD is $45. All right, that's the fee in USD per month. Okay. So I don't understand the last question. Okay, so that's it. So if there are no more questions for this session, I think we can call it a night. The instructor for mobile app development is already here. So if you are an enthusiast of mobile apps, you want to build mobile apps for Google Play and App Store, basically cross-platform, then this session is for you. All right. So
instructors.
Sorry.
I have another question, or maybe I think do you have like the websites that you've created that you'd like to give us a sample so that we can just, if you're cool with it, we can. I think most of us would like to navigate through. Maybe you've created 1 or 2 samples.
All right. Okay, let me show you.
Okay.
This is also.
Can you share your screen from there?
I'm coming.
So while that is going on,
I'm trying to share my screen.
Okay. I hope you can, because you didn't join our class from the beginning now, and I want to. Okay, Mr. Uzi asking about how you can pay or send the fee to you guys to us. Secondly, yes, I believe you are speaking from Liberia, because Liberia is the price is in USD. So we have a Momo number that I'm going to send to you. So you can send me a message on WhatsApp. So we have a Momo number for that payment. I believe in Liberia, Momo payments are usually easier, right? So that is how you can pay from Liberia.
So I'm coming. Let me try and grab this.
Somebody's asking, are we going to get presentations? Yes, after this session, we will send the recorded version of this session to the group. So if you need the recorded version, you can make it of it.
Okay, let me.
I doubt if you can, but can you see present now? Because if you are not an admin, if you didn't join this meeting as an admin,
Just a moment. Okay, of course. Let me try and show this one. This is for the Pagan Academy that we have built.
Okay.
So I can see the website.
Yeah, hold on. All right, okay. So let me share let me start from that of the Pagan Academy. Okay, just a moment. I really like the question. So, okay, hope you can see the screen now. Can you see the screen?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No,
No, we can't see it.
No.
I've shared. Please
Okay.
check. I'm trying to share the screen. Check.
I think it's coming up now.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes, we can see it. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Not,
Yeah,
So,
we can see.
not yet.
all right. So this is our own website, as you can see here. So this is what I'm just trying to say. As you can see how colorful the website looks. At least this is where we can actually start from. There are other kind of projects we can build. We are going to look at fintech, but we are looking at this now. So you can see these are our own websites, how we carefully choose the colors. These are if you want to go into a UX design. So the UX design basically is a different aspect on its own. You know, we're going to learn how we can choose our color. Look at this now, where my this is called a button. For example, we are going to learn how to create this button. You can see now this is a sidebar that navigates. You can see that this is a sidebar that navigates. We're going to learn how we can do that. So you can see all the whole courses that we are offering here. This is our front end, these are our full stack. To learn how to create a sidebar like this, of course, when you click on this cancels. We're going to learn how to do that. This is a video you can use to watch. This is a call to action button. Of course, you learn how to place that. We have a background design here. We learn how to place a background design. This thing you are seeing here is a background design. This can be done in CSS. We learn how to utilize that. Now, if you notice something else again, this Pagan Academy is on the left-hand side. These ones are on the right-hand side. We learn how to position them accurately, including this. How are we going to position them accurately? These are the very basic knowledge. Now, look at things. This is a grid. This is called a grid in CSS. You can see this is like a card. They call it card, but in CSS, they call it a grid. So you can see how it's aligned here, here, here. So we build this so you can see that you will learn how to utilize use the grid to build a website. Okay, these are also grid. These are hover. You can notice now what happens is that the moment my mouse goes to this, the inside color changes and this comes over. We'll learn how to apply our hover effect. Hover simply means when you want to click on something, what happens? when you put your mouse on something, we're going to learn how to hover. This is also a button that appears here. You can see. Look at this now. This is a kind of position. This is called static positioning. Under your axe here, for example, we are going to learn. You notice that this axe doesn't move. It stays in the same position. You can see here, it doesn't move. So there are three types of positioning. There's relative, there's absolute, there's static. We are going to learn how to use all these kind of positioning in CSS. So you can see this is also a type of a grid as well. We are going to learn this. Let's move quickly. Okay, this is also a grid. This is also a grid. You are going to learn how to implement this kind of grid. You can see that. Let's see. So this a lot of things we are going to learn. So I've mentioned some key concepts. I've mentioned positioning. I've mentioned grid. Okay, I also mentioned flex. These are all in CSS. So how you can use it to style it, how you can add some interactivity to it as well. We're also going to utilize your slideshows. How can you add your slideshows? Okay, now this is a slideshow. You notice here what happens if I click on this. It goes to the previous one. This goes to the next one. This goes to the next one. This goes to the next one. So this is called your slideshow. Some call it a carousel. How can you implement your carousel? Now you can actually do this using JavaScript. This is where our knowledge of JavaScript comes in. So, and this is your footer. Please, someone should mute the music that is playing. Thank you. So this is our footer. How can you add all this footer to your design? Now these ones here are the header. How can you add that? So these are the things we are going to learn. So this is a good illustration of our website. So, and these are the various concepts we are going to learn. You know, your background, your flex, your grid, your footer, your header, and every other concept, your carousel and this as well. So you can see these are our slider as well. So these are the various concepts we are going to learn.
Okay. So that's it. So of course, you are going to be. I believe during the course of the boot camps, you are going to be building projects yourself. All right. So as the instructor is teaching, you are based on the assessment and the mini project that is being given. You are going to be building a lot of projects yourself, and at the end of the day, there's going to be a capstone project. All right, I'll forward the curriculum to your group. So there's going to be a capstone project at the end of the day that you can actually include in your portfolio.
This guy should off his mic now.
Mr. Mihigo, please. All right. So that's it. Then, very importantly, lest I forget, very importantly, and yes, hope you are going to share your course outline. Yes, I'm going to share the course outline after this session on the group. Okay, I'm going to share the course outline after the session on the group. Now, very importantly, when the instructor was talking about what you can do with the knowledge of the course, like how you can start building websites for people and the rest of them, we'll have a package that we're going to it's going to be a kind of bonus at the end of the training, right? That package includes how you can actually get freelance gigs from sites like Fiverr and Upwork. I don't know if most of us probably would have heard of Fiverr and Upwork. All right, these are international sites that you can actually get. People go to that site to seek for to give out jobs to people. Rather, myself as a person, I've used the services of some persons on Fiverr, to which I paid for. All right, so if you enlist yourself as a seller on Fiverr, you can actually get gigs. All right, ranging from $10 gig, $20 gig, all the way up to $1,000 gig, depending on your experience level. So how it works is that as a seller, you have to start from level 1 all right, where your price will have to be low so that you can attract gigs. So as you get more jobs and your customers are satisfied, they get to review you on the platform, and based on your review, the platform keeps pushing your services upwards and upwards. All right. Imagine a whole lot of people. When I checked last, the site visitors on Fiverr is more than 1 million as at the last time I checked per month. 1 million visitors per month. All right, visiting the site per month. All right. So imagine that you're positioned at the top there as a front-end developer, as a full stack web developer also. All right. So that can be your own benefit, all right, apart from getting the 5-collar jobs here and there and all that. So that is going to be an added bonus at the end of the course. Of course, by the end of the course, you must have created a portfolio, because that portfolio is going to be important, very, very important in getting gigs on Fiverr. All right, you need to show what you can do or what you have done. All right, so all those parts will be covered. So let me see this question. So, good evening. This is when I have seen messages. Okay.
So you're going to share more information on the group. I guess it's joined late.
All right. Sure, I'll share more information on the group. So, any other questions regarding before we move over to mobile app? We are ready.
I have one last question.
One last question.
Yes, sir. I wanted to find out: are we going to have projects done at the end of the courses? Like,
Yeah,
let's
of
take it for
course.
instance, if we do.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Of
Okay.
course. The moment we start, we're already building. The moment we
Okay.
start, we're already building.
All right. I want also to ask a question. I want to ask something.
Yes,
Who-
Mr.
Yeah. Francis. Yeah. Will the course be live, or these are pre-recorded courses?
No, it's going to
Lessons.
be live. You're going to ask your questions just the way we're interacting. It's a live class, yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
So it is going to be important that you have your laptop during the live session. So as the instructor is working, you're also working on your own. So it will be easier that way. And every class are going to be recorded as well. All right, because I know as time goes on, people will be having excuses and maybe a job or something that will not be allow them to attend the class. So after these 3 days free crash course, the people that register for a particular course will be added to a group, a WhatsApp group. So that is going to be the mentorship group. So all your questions will be directed to that group. The live link sections or the class links will be posted in the group by the instructor for us to join. So it is not going to be on this general group that you are right now. We are going to have a separate private group for the class dedicated for that. Okay, so I think that is it for web and
I have a question.
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I want to ask, after the course, after we have done everything, we have enrolled and we did the course and we graduate, is there any job opportunity for us after doing the course, especially for the cyber security, because that's where I'm interested.
Okay. Let me speak particularly to your course of interest. For cyber security, all right. So the course curriculum for cyber security is tailored towards Commercial Security Plus. All right. So Commercial Security Plus is an international certification for cyber security specialists. There are other certifications, but Commercial Security Plus is one of the top certifications. So now these certification exams, you actually pay to write the exam. So the course is going to train you to be able to face that exam and pass it. All right. That is if you really, really want to go deep into cybersecurity, you really want to make something out of it, then you have to go further to writing that exam after the 3 months training. Okay, so that aside, as for jobs, all right, like I said earlier, we will train on having on methods you can use to get freelance gigs on Fiverr and Upwork. Okay, so on Fiverr, if you just go to fiverr.com now, you see that there are various fields of jobs that you can actually position yourself to get gigs from. Cybersecurity is part of it. Data analysis is part of it. Mobile app development, digital marketing, there are a lot of them. All right. So if you have the skill and you have a good portfolio, you can register on Fiverr. Definitely, it's not going to be easy. I must tell you the truth. It is not going to be easy. First month, you might not get any job. Second month, you might not get. But as you continue persisting, jobs will be coming, especially at low price. Now, the most important thing is that you ensure that you satisfy the people that are giving you jobs. If you don't satisfy them, you are not going to get good reviews. And without good reviews, you cannot succeed on Fiverr. Okay, so the first customer, even if he's paying you $5, you have to give your all. You have to do everything you can to make that customer satisfied. If he's satisfied, you get a review. One good review on Fiverr takes you up the platform. So that's how it works. So, but for giving 9 to 5 jobs, we don't have that facility right now.
No, I don't even like 9 to 5 job. That's why I don't like it at all. That is why I want to venture into cybersecurity. Thank you for the response.
Yeah, freelancing is the best option.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, any other question? Mr. Cornelius, you're still raising up your hand. I don't know if it's a question that you're having. Or
I also wanted to ask that if there will be any certificate given at the end of the course.
Yes, a certificate of completion will be given at the end of the training, and it will be sent to your email.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mr. Choosing, you're raising up your hand. Or Mrs. Choosing, I don't know, because the profile picture is a female, I think, or a male. I can't see very well. Are you there, Mr. Choosing or Mrs. Choosing? All right, without wasting much time, let's move on to mobile app development clarity session. Okay, so our instructor is already here, so I'd just like him to introduce himself a little before we proceed. Mr. Blessing Sunday, are you there?